Welcome to a very early morning qualifying ahead of the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. This is round 3 of the 2022 World Championship. I don't know if I'll get many viewers today because this is early on a Saturday morning. But here we are. We don't miss a session, and on this channel you will not miss a qualifying session or a race. That is guaranteed. So here we are then. Just coming off the back of a practice 3 session that saw both Aston Martins in the wall. Absolute terrible start to the day for Aston Martin. Let's see who's here. Matty Parker's in. Early morning Matty. Probably at work, I suppose. And Chris, good morning. Yes, here we go. Who's up for a bit of qualifying round Albert Park? We've not been here for 3 years, so if you're not ready now, you never will be. But yeah, as I was saying, just coming off the back of a free practice a couple of hours ago, with both Aston Martins crashing. Vettel, I think, early on in the session. We're just seeing some action here around. It used to be 9 and 10. I guess that's to 7 and 8 now because they've deleted a chicane. Vettel crashing at the high speed chicane of I guess it's turn 8 now. On the exit there, just basically he's had no time in the car. He's had no time to prepare. You know, he's missed the first 2 races with COVID. He's straight back in. I'm not surprised. He's not having a smooth weekend. But Aston Martin are having an absolute nightmare because Lance Stroll binned it at the what would now be, I think, turn 10. In fact, let me look on there. Yeah, you see, this is the thing. On the exit of turn 13, Lance Stroll also binned it, so nightmare. But the big upset really is Lando Norris P1 in practice. And now I don't know if that was because the session was stopped because of Lance Stroll. You had to stop the session, and so then the other guys couldn't improve. But still, man, McLaren out of nowhere suddenly looking like they've got some pace. Alpine as well, looking like they've got some pace. Mercedes still well off it. Oi, yes, Tax. How are we going? Bro? You ready for a bit of qualifying down there with your ends, isn't it? This is probably a decent time for you, but European times, we're on an early morning one today, and especially when you've been on a Devcast about 4 hours ago. It's a bit of a graft. Nah, I love it. I'd be up watching this anyway, innit? So you know what I mean. I watch the race and talk to myself about it anyway. So this is the perfect thing for me to do. I should have been doing this years ago. Because this is not a new thing for me to fucking waffle on about F1. I've been doing this for 15 years. But we've started now, haven't we? We've started now. We've got to start somewhere. Hopefully the channel picks up a bit of traction by the end of the season. That's what I'm hoping. Get a few F1 fans in by the end of the season. The audience is definitely there. Like I seen some other channel like and he's got like 300,000 people in for a practice session on a Friday. I'm like, bro, you're not even on cam. You're not even like, he's just got a few graphics on screen and like 300,000 for a practice. I'm thinking, even if I just get 1% of that, do you know what I mean? I'll be rock and roll by the end of the year. But so we see how we go, innit? I'll do a season, and then if I'm still getting 2 views at the end of the season, it's not an audience for it. But here we are, we're 5 minutes out then. Let's get the headphones on, because this is the tune. The tune is on. Oh, now we're hype. Now we've gone full hype. Now we're full hype mode now. Anyway, what do you think to my backdrop? I've come on a long way, I know, in 2-3 weeks. You gotta remember, two weeks ago, I was studying with a black screen. I was studying with a black screen and nothing, like literally nothing. So I've built me little leaderboard here with all the little cars and that. These are the stand-ins, and then this will be live timings. Yeah, I did a bit of colour as well. Put a nice picture of Melbourne. Well, this is actually the circuit round. The circuit goes round the lake. The circuit goes round the lake here. Yeah, I did a bit of colour to it. Nice leaderboard. I'm thinking, yeah, looking all right now. It's like I said the other day on the preview, like, yes, I've got 50 subs, but I don't look like a 50 sub channel. Do you know what I mean? And that's the only thing I can do. If I can produce content that does not a 50 sub fucking content and look not like a 50 sub channel, and produce the videos, do all the live streams, mate, I've just got to give it a year. Do you know what I mean? And see where we are. So we're looking all right every week. Like I said, every week better than the week before. Because as I'm learning how to do this shit, every week is a dramatic improvement on the week before at the minute. Until a certain level, I'll reach a certain level where I'll start leveling out. So here we go then. Weather looking cloudy. But yeah, the battle really is between Red Bull and Ferrari. I'm not convinced by McLaren putting it P1. I'm not convinced by Lando Norris putting it P1, I'm afraid. To me, the battle is still Ferrari against Red Bull. How far will Mercedes be off the pace? Will he even get into the top 10, Mercedes? I tried to do a prediction show last night. Absolute shambles that was, because I had some problem with the computer, so I couldn't even put the graphics on for my predictions. But basically, I didn't have either Mercedes in the points. So that shows you how confident I am of Mercedes this weekend. But let's see if they can get in the top 10. They seem worse. They seem worse here than they have in the first two races. So crazy, but yeah, Red Bull and Ferrari at the front, obviously, but Alpine and McLaren both looking good. I think I predicted Alpine to get 5th and 7th, and predicted McLaren to get 9th and 10th, but they might do even better than that. We're just seeing the Drivers' Championship there, as I've got the Drivers' Championship here, current standings, obviously before this race. But it's certainly a good start to the season from Ferrari. But who is going to get pole today? We're going to find out now. Q1, the first part of qualifying is just about to get underway. But so excited for this race, because for a start they've not raced here for 3 years. This is one of my favourite circuits anyway. And they made some changes, so I'm interested to see. I'm interested to watch properly. Have the changes made much difference? Like, I know they sped up the track, but have they aided more overtaking? Because I think I saw a ranking of all the tracks in terms of number of average overtakes per race, and this was down there with the lowest. This was like third bottom in terms of on-track overtakes in a Grand Prix. I think you've got like Monaco. Monaco, I think it was Hungary, which is narrow and whatever, not many over, and then this third bottom. So they had to make some changes in it. So let's see. But 4 DRS zones, you'd think there'd be some overtaking tomorrow. Gotta be, hasn't there? But here they are then, everyone heading out. Everyone heading out in Q1. This is an 18-minute session, at the end of which the slowest 5 drivers will be knocked out. Then we go into a Q2 session. That'll be a 15-minute session. And again, the bottom 5 get knocked out. And then Q3 is the crucial one. That's the top 10 shootout. That's a 12-minute session. And just the top 10 fight it out for pole position. So this first part of qualifying is just all about getting rid of the slowest 5. So as long as you're not in the bottom 5, you sail through to Q2. But yeah, we're just seeing Aston Martin working like mad to get the cars ready, Aston Martin, because both of them in the barriers in practice is absolute nightmare starts for them. But best of luck to him, because they've had I think them and McLaren have had a really tough start to the season. But McLaren looking good. I don't know if it's as good as it looked in FP3 earlier this morning, but looking good nonetheless. So I wonder if Lewis will get out of Q1 this time. That was crazy last week. I mean, I know Mercedes are bad. I know Mercedes are struggling, but Hamilton qualifying 16th last week, a couple of weeks ago in Saudi Arabia, was still a massive upset. Here we go then, first flying lap of the weekend, or first flying lap that actually means something this weekend. And it is Charles Leclerc. Looks like both Ferraris are going early. Now, this is turn 5. They've really tightened they've tightened the exit there on the exit of turn 5. 6. Yeah, 6. They just downshift going through turn 6 much faster than they were. Now, this is flat out now. There's no turn 9 and 10 chicane. That has been deleted. We're just flat out. Look at the porpoising. He's bouncing like mad. Here he comes then into the fast left, right. Oh, nice. I tell you what, though, they're still struggling with their porpoising, our Ferrari, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the speed. Which is a weird one, because people thinking, Mercedes are not quite on it because of the porpoising. Nah, because Ferrari's got the porpoising, the bouncing, and they're still rapid. So Mercedes have got bigger problems than just bouncing down the straights. But here we go then for Ferrari. The first laps, Leclerc puts a 19.3 as we see a yellow flag. Yellow flag towards the end of the lap. Nope, we're all right. Back to green, so maybe just a half spin, something like that for someone, but we're yellow flag, nothing to worry about. Yeah, so very early on in this Q1 session so far, Leclerc setting the pace with a 1:19.3. Everyone else over a second behind at the minute. Here comes Lando Norris to the line then for his first flying lap of the weekend. Goes P2 then, about half a second behind Leclerc. About 4/10 behind Leclerc is Norris at the minute. Not bad. Everyone on the soft tyres at the. No one confident enough to try it on the medium tyre anyway. Everyone on the soft tyre at the minute. We're seeing Verstappen on a quick one. Tiny bit up on Charles Leclerc through the first sector. Will Hamilton get out first part, ain't it? Yes, Chris. Coffee and triple sausage. Oh, that sounds good, that, Chris. Will Hamilton get out first part? Yeah, I think he will. Yeah, he'll get out the first part. But will he get into the top 10? Maybe just. I can see the Mercedes qualifying around 10th-ish. Maybe something like 9th and 11th or 10th and 12th, something like that. I can see Mercedes qualifying around the top 10. So yeah, I would expect him to get out of Q1. Here we come then. Max Verstappen to the line then, puts it P3, so behind the two Ferraris at the minute. Sainz and Leclerc at the top. Sainz now quickest on a 1:19.1. Perez puts it P2 now on a 1:19.3. Cool, we're about 10th behind. So we're Ferrari, Red Bull early on. Norris a half second off the pace in 5th. We've just seen a replay of Nicholas Latifi into turn 13. Oh, yeah, he just puts it on the gravel on the outside. Spins, half spins. So I've got that prediction bang on, half spin. You know, what's a half spin as well? So get in. Nah, you can tell. But yeah, a little bit of a half spin for Latifi, and he's back on his way then. Seen a replay of Perez scraping all over the ground. Look, he's got the laser. Oh, Perez running a little laser on the front of the bib. For them to see the ride height, of the floor. You don't see that very often. In fact, it's a few years since I've seen one of them ride height sensor lights, little laser thing. Alfa wrote Toro Rosso years ago used to always run one of them on the front wing. Here we see Alpine then back in the blue this weekend. They've been running a bubblegum pink livery for the first two races, but Alpine then the blue and pink machine looking good in practice. I tell you what, Alpine could put the cat amongst the pigeons this weekend. Alpine could upset a big team and put it top 5, and I hope they do. You know, you don't want Ferrari and Red Bull in the top 4 positions all year. Like, you want a bit of variation. But at the moment it's Ferrari 1-2, Red Bull 3-4, McLaren 5-6 at the minute. Now, but here comes Alonso then to the line. 10 minutes to go in Q1. Alonso to the line. Goes P5 then, so quicker than the McLarens by a 10th. Alpine 5th and 8th then at the minute. Still Ferrari 1-2. We're on board with Max Verstappen then. Valtteri Bottas bangs it P5 then. So it's the 2 Ferraris, 2 Red Bulls, and Valtteri Bottas in the Alfa Romeo pops up P5 then with 9 minutes to go in Q1. Alonso P6 at the minute. Norris 7th, Ricciardo 8th. 2 McLarens in the top 10 at the minute. Ocon 9th, Gasly 10th. In the knockout zone then. So Aston Martins haven't settled time yet. Neither of the Mercedes cars. So the Mercedes are down there at the bottom at the minute until they post a lap time. And also Nicholas Latifi is in that bottom 5. Because remember, that's what it's all about in this first session. It's about not being in the bottom 5. That's what it's about. Nice setup. Cheers, man. Yeah, I've come a long way, Matty. I know, in 2 weeks. Gone from just a black background. Added a bit of colour. You know, got my leaderboards. Oh, you know what? That reminds me, actually, leaderboards. I've got to go like that to make it live, I think. Yeah, that's it now. I think it should be. Whoa! Don't want to do that. Yeah. That should be live now. That time. That's yeah. There we go. Yeah, now you can see the live leaderboard. So you got Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen, Norris, Ricardo, etc. So there we go. It's weird because I have to have that tab like the first tab on the thing, or else it won't update. So, but now it should update live now. That leaderboard. So here we go then. Mercedes finally, with 7.5 minutes to go in Q1, going for a lap then. How how far up the grid can they get this weekend? I mean, it's a complete mystery where Mercedes is going to be every week, every weekend. Actually, every race, it is going to be fascinating to see the Mercedes progression or regression. You know, they could end up going backwards, like trying to solve the problem. They might rush parts, they might get things wrong, but they'll be working like mad behind the scenes to try and it'd be so interesting to see how they progress this year, Mercedes. But the porpoising on the high speed is so bad. On board with Lewis Hamilton, then in the final sector now. Oh, Lewis lost the rear end then into turn 11. What it was. Here comes Lewis Hamilton to the line. Then first qualifying lap of the weekend. P10 only. Oh, that's painful. That is painful. So Mercedes 10th and 11th at the minute. Russell 8 tenths off the pace. Hamilton 1.2 seconds off the pace. And Bottas again pops up into P5. At the moment, we've got Alonso P4 as well. I tell you what, Alpine, Alfa Romeo and McLaren, one of them can bang it top four. Mercedes really struggling. Really struggling. Can't believe it, man. They've had like 7 or 8 years of virtually domination. But they've not got these rules right, have they, early doors? Verstappen goes P1 then. 5 minutes to go. In Q1, Verstappen goes quickest on a 1:18.5. As we see a replay of Lewis Hamilton. Oh, turn 11. And we're seeing the bouncing with Carlos Sainz. Whoa, that's crazy. The thing is, Ferrari are bouncing like mad on the straights. This is because this new ground effect. But it's crazy how much they're bouncing. But they're still rapid. They're still rapid, Ferrari, regardless of how bad it looks on the straights. Here comes Lance Stroll then. So they've got one Aston Martin ready. Only one. Will Vettel make it out? Oh, shame for Vettel. It looks like Vettel's not going to get out in this session. Yeah, it's looking ominous for Sebastian Vettel. I don't think he's going to get out in this session. So he'll be starting from the back tomorrow. After his shunt in practice, obviously they've not got the car ready in time. It was a big shunt. Not a lot of time to fix everything. So yeah, Vettel will start from the back of the grid tomorrow. So it's just about who the other 4 drivers will be then to get knocked out in this first session. At the moment in the bottom 5 we've got Zhou Guanyu for Alfa Romeo, Yuki Tsunoda in P17 for AlphaTauri, Nicholas Latifi for Williams down in 18th, and then Lance Stroll for Aston Martin in P19. Obviously Vettel P20, he will remain P20. Mick Schumacher goes 13th then. Tsunoda gets out of the bottom 5 now, puts it P12. Here comes Pierre Gasly to the line then. Oh, stays 13th. Stays 13th then for Pierre Gasly. Not what he needs. Mercedes now up to P8 and P9 then. So Hamilton 8th, Russell 9th. It's Red Bull 1 and 2 at the minute. Ferrari 3, 4. Zhou Guanyu puts in a lap to get out of the bottom 5 for now. So Zhou Guanyu puts it P14, which is all right for now. But there'll be one more run. Everyone will get one more go at it. And at the end of those laps, whoever's in the bottom 5, you're out and your grid position is set for the Australian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, Sebastian Vettel's position is already set, and that will be stone dead last, unfortunately. Russell in danger. Oh my God, what's happened? Oh my God, a big crash, Nicholas Latifi. What has happened there? Red flag. Latifi, another big crash. This is what I'm thinking. Martin Brundle just said as he had contact with another car, and I think that he might have had contact with another car. That was my first impression as well. Yeah, I just wonder if he's tripped over a slower car. I wonder if he's on a flying lap. We're going to see a replay in a minute, no doubt. But my guess is that rather than binning it by himself, he has tripped over a slower car, and that's why he's crashed. Right, here we go then. We're here for a replay. Right. Okay, here comes. Oh no, so it's just a clumsy one, right? So they've crashed. Right, Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi have crashed. Oh my goodness me. Oh my God, right. So it's just a misunderstanding. It's basically a misunderstanding. They're not even going that fast, but it's destroyed Latifi's car, man. It's just a misunderstanding. They're both getting ready. To do quick laps. They're both going pretty slowly, to be fair, letting each other through. Right, so Latifi's moved over, let Lance Stroll through. Right, now they're picking up pace, and but it's a misunderstanding. Now, Latifi's in the wrong there. Latifi lets Stroll go and then decides, no, I'm going to get... Oh, my God. I can't believe this. Oh, these cars, that's millions of pounds worth of damage, that. Just for a clumsy incident. Just for a clumsy one. But in my view, Latifi's at fault there because he's let Lance Stroll pass and then decided, yeah, Latifi goes for a repass of Lance Stroll, and Stroll moves over, and a crash in qualifying. That's a rare one, that is, you do not see that every day. I tell you now, that is what a bizarre incident. It's not like Latifi. It's not like Latifi was absolutely on the limit, on the lap of his life, and he's made a mistake, lost the rear end, and made a mistake and crashed. No, like, this is two cars crashing into each other in a qualifying session on a clumsy one, on a misunderstanding, basically a clumsy misunderstanding, and he's just absolutely written off Latifi's car. That the thing is, the cost for Williams, you've got to remember, Williams are a small team these days. They used to be a Goliath. Williams, they used to be a massive team back in the 90s. Well, all the way from the 70s all the way through to the mid 2000s, Williams were massive, but now you've got to remember, these are a small independent outfit at this point, and Latifi's crashed in qualifying in Saudi Arabia. He's crashing the race in Saudi Arabia. He's come to Australia, and he's crashed in a weird incident. He's crashed again in the next qual. That's three sessions in a row now. On top of that, he crashed at the final race of the season last year. So, oh my God. When did they start looking at Nicholas Latifi and going, this is costing more than what it's worth? But all this with debris on the track and all the rest of it has caused a red flag. So the timer has stopped with 2 minutes to go in the first part of qualifying. Aston Martin. So this is the thing. Will it give Aston Martin enough time to repair Vettel's car, to continue repairing Vettel's car, for Vettel to get out for a lap? Because you've got to remember, without this red flag, Vettel wouldn't even get out for a lap. As we see another replay of this crash then. Right, so Latifi lets Lance Stroll past, and then tries to repass him, and it's just a misunderstanding. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's a stupid one. It is a stupid one. Yeah, because Lance Stroll goes to get out of the way at the Alfa Romeo that's coming up behind, and doesn't see Latifi trying to repass him. Oh, I can't believe it. Honestly, I can't believe this. It's such a clumsy one. I mean, the teams will be looking at this going, oh, they'll just be like, it's a head in hands moment, that. Oh, I can't believe it. They absolutely, it's destroyed Latifi's car, that. You know, and as I was saying, Williams are just this small independent team. The bills, the cost of this, of an accident every weekend, they just simply cannot afford this. These incidents are millions and millions of pounds worth of damage, week after week. It's unsustainable, that is. You've heard of unsustainable energy. Well, this is unsustainable Formula One incidents. So we're just waiting for it to get back underway. It should get back underway in the next few minutes. Latifi getting the sack soon, Chris. Yeah, man. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, how far did they let him? What if they go to for example, what if they go to Imola in 2 weeks and he crashes again? Like, at what point do they go? At what point do they say, listen, we're not putting you in the car anymore? Do you know what I mean? I mean, this is a bad run for Nicholas Latifi. This is definitely the worst little pocket of his career, this, without a doubt, man. I mean, Latifi was decent at the second half of last year, really. He was on pace with George Russell near enough. He was beating George Russell in some races. He was doing well, but there's just, at any opportunity, it has gone wrong for him in these last few months. So at the moment, then, with 2 minutes to go, they're gonna carry on with the session shortly, I'd imagine. But in the bottom 5 at the moment is Albon for Williams, Kevin Magnussen for Haas. He'll be trying to improve in the last couple of minutes to get out of Q1. Latifi, Stroll and Vettel. So here we go. Right. Oh, this is crazy. We just seen an analysis by Karen Chandokov this incident. Crazy. Just a daft one, that. Should never happen, that. I can't believe it's such a clumsy incident. Yo. Yeah, so what it is, what's caused it is Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll's obviously got a radio message saying to get out of the way from a quick Alfa Romeo coming up behind. And as he gets out of the way, he doesn't realise that Latifi's trying to re-pass him. Whoa. Ridiculous. A crazy one. Right, we're gonna get back underway in 5 minutes. So that's not such a bad red flag. I tell you what, the red flag in qualifying 2 weeks ago in Saudi Arabia, that was over an hour. I think that was like a 90-minute red flag. So a 10-15 minute red flag, easy. I can bridge a 10-minute gap, but an hour and a half with no action on track, that was a bit of a graft. That was when Mick Schumacher binned it really bad. In qualifying 2 weeks ago, Saudi Arabia, it took them about an hour and a half. Jeez. But yeah, get back underway then in about 4 minutes. So I tell you what then, it depends if they can get Vettel out, right? But basically, the bottom three are the bottom three now, aren't they? The bottom three are the bottom three, because Vettel, I don't know if he'll get out. Maybe Vettel will get out, we'll see. But if he doesn't, he's going to be P20. Lance Stroll has been involved in that incident. So he's snapped all the, what would it be, the front right, all the suspension arms and all that. All that snapped. So he's out. Latifi's car's absolutely destroyed. So obviously he's out. So it's literally, this is now, in the last 2 minutes, a battle just to be not P16 or 17. 18, 19, 20th is done at the moment. Unless they get Vettel out. It looks like he might be getting out now, Vettel. Wow. They're looking like they might get Vettel out. Wow. What an effort that is if they manage to get Vettel out. So in the danger positions at the minute then is Albon, Magnussen, and Latifi, Stroll, Vettel. So people now queuing up at the end of the pit lane ready for this to get underway in a couple of minutes. Daniel Ricciardo at the front of the queue at the end of the pit lane then to get out, and it'll be one more lap in Q1 for everyone. Yeah, that red flag was long, Chris. Yeah, that red flag was a serious one. This was just a quick one, you know what I mean? Just a 10-minute red flag we can live with, you know what I mean? Hour and a half red flag. Graft. So we restart in a minute and a half then. Restart the session. But yeah, that was certainly a bizarre incident, that was. Not something you see. It's not something I've ever seen before. It reminds me actually of an incident after the race had finished once in China between that was Stroll. That was Stroll and Vettel in about, if I was to guess, the year 2017, and they crashed after the race had finished, like on the cool down lap to come back into the pits, like the race was finished, and they crashed into each other in such a bizarre incident. I think that was China 2018 or something like that. And that's the only other incident I can think of that's just like a raw, like proper clumsy one that's just leaves you going, what? Like we're not even in a race. Like, to crash in qualifying is just daft. Like, we're not even racing. It just reminds me that that's the only other incident I can think of where you're crashing into each other, not in a race session, because that's just one in a million, that is. Right, we're back underway then. We are back underway after that bizarre incident. 2 minutes to go in Q1. Everyone piling out the pits then for one last gasp, especially for the guys in the if you're in a slower car, midfield car, this is crucial. Yo, don't crash there. Yes, they're all just jockeying for position. So Vettel's out then, right? Brilliant. So, I mean, he might be out of the session, but what I mean is they've got Vettel's car ready, and Vettel's taking part in the qualifying session, which, 10 minutes ago he wasn't taking part in the session. So they've got him out there. So fair play, man. Fair play, Whether he'll get out of the bottom five is another thing, but at least he's on the circuit, which is a hell of an effort from Aston Martin after he wrapped it up big time in the final practice session. Look at them all racing for position. Oh, this is daft, this, because they're at the end of the lap, so they're all racing and jockeying, jostling for position, because they want to be in the perfect position to start their final lap. But this is just daft, this. Oh, this is crazy. But here we go then. Ricciardo's virtually at the front of the queue, and they all start their final flying laps now. So the time's about to run out, so these are the laps that will really count now. So it's everyone from P8 down. So everyone from 8th position down is out on track trying to improve. So the top 7 haven't come out because they feel like they're safe. They're not going to be knocked all the way down to 15th or worse. So, wow. So both Mercedes don't get to do their final laps then. So Mercedes 8th and 9th at best. They've not managed to get to the line to have this final shot. So they could be in trouble. Mercedes could be in trouble if everyone else improves. Mercedes could be in trouble. Well, let's see. Ricciardo then coming towards the end of the lap now, turn 11, which has been tightened up since last time we were racing it. Last couple of corners then for Daniel Ricciardo. Let's see where it puts him then. So Ricciardo's 11th at the moment, comes to the line, stays 11th, which is not ideal. He's safe for now, but if everyone else improves, he'll be knocked down. So Gasly crosses the line up to 10th. So Gasly's through. Tsunoda stays 13th. That could be dangerous. Vettel 18th. So he'll be out. So Vettel, Latifi, Stroll definitely out with Albon and Magnussen. So they didn't improve. And the bottom 5 10 minutes ago is the bottom 5 now. Alexander Albon is out in P16. Kevin Magnussen out P17, which is quite a turn up considering such a strong opening 2 races for Kevin Magnussen. Finds himself now down in P17. Vettel did get a lap in. So Vettel P18, and then the two guys that just crashed a few minutes ago, Latifi 19th and Lance Stroll 20th. So that is the first part of qualifying. First part of qualifying over. Yeah, one flying lap they all had, Chris, yeah. One flying lap. And but Albon and Magnussen couldn't improve enough to get out. They're the ones that miss out. I tell you what, though, this Q2 session could be interesting because it's going to be tough for Mercedes to get through to Q3. I feel. You know, I'll be surprised if both Mercedes get through to Q3. Gonna be fascinating this season, seeing where Mercedes are every weekend. But yeah, the Q1 ended then with two Red Bulls quickest. Ferrari's just behind them. Alpine and Alfa Romeo. Your Alpine, Alfa Romeo and McLaren's 5th, 6th and 7th. Mercedes 8th and 9th. With Gasly P10. So the Mercedes might creep into the top 10. But we will see. We're just in the couple of minute break between Q1 and Q2. And the idea of Q2, 15-minute session, is just to be in that top 10. So in this session, 11th through to 15th will get knocked out. So again, it's just about not being in the bottom 5, getting into that top 10 to get through to Q3 and then fight for pole position. I can't believe that instant. What a mad one. Latifi on an absolute nightmare mode. And even though they got Vettel out, it didn't make much difference. What's happened here? Alexander Albon stuck on track. Oh, this is gonna. So Q2's been delayed now. Q2's been. Exactly. Was it worth Vettel going out? Not really. But it's good that they did get him out though. But it's not like he got out there and then put it P6 or something. He's still at the back. See the replay of the crash. Such a weird one. Such a weird one, that. And obviously then, so what's happened is on the way back to the pits at the end of the session, Alex Albon's broken down. So you've now got the other Williams stranded out on circuit. I don't know what's happened there. It's obviously putting a couple of minute delay onto the start Q2. Yeah, you can see him now pushing Alexander Albon's car out of the way, getting it off the circuit. But what's happened there? He's conked out on the way back into the pits. He's out anyway, isn't he? Albon, so he's out either way anyway. P16, his grid possession's set. So both Aston Martins out, both Williams out, and Kevin Magnussen's Haas out in Q1. Right, so the session's going to start at 44. So the session's going to restart 7:44 UK time. So it's going to start in 4 minutes. Yeah, so it's just been delayed 5 or so minutes due to Albon being stranded out on circuit. But look at the crowds here, Albert Park. Fantastic! It's a fantastic setting for a race. This I'd always like. I'd love to go to this race. You know, this would definitely be in my top 5 races to go to. This, I mean, the atmosphere, the setting, the weather most times looks glorious. And on top of that, it used to be not anymore. The opening round of the season, which is always a big one. Someone says to me like, which race would you most like to go to? My answer is always the first race of the season, like wherever that is. I don't care if the first race of the season is, wherever the first race of the season is, I want to be there. That would be the one. And Australia, this race used to be the first race of the season, so everything used to marry up that this was a race I really would love to go to one day. They're just having a word with the Haas team principal Gunter Steiner. He's obviously, where's the magical pace gone? So Q2 session starts in 2 minutes then. I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Give me a second, lads. Right. Less than a minute to go now. Less than a minute to go. We can get underway for Q2. We will see who's quick enough to get into the top 10. Can Mercedes get both cars in the top 10? I don't think so. We're about to find out. What a beautiful afternoon in Melbourne. It really is. Here we go then. Cars are ready to come out then for Q2. Queuing up at the end of the pit lane. Verstappen first out then. Right. Let's have it. Yeah, so this is a 15-minute session. All about being in the top 10 to get through to the pole position shootout. Looking like Red Bull against Ferrari again this weekend. But Alpine looking rapid. Alfa Romeo looking rapid. And McLaren vastly improved on the first 2 weekends of the season. Can McLaren, you know, get a... I could see McLaren cracking the top 6 here. I can see an Alpine cracking the top 6 as well. And Bottas. But hell, is there any room for Ferraris and Red Bulls? Hell, everyone in the top 6. We'll see how it pans out, but I hope we get... I would love to see an Alpine or a McLaren or an Alfa Romeo just go bang and put it like ahead of a Red Bull or something. Would be great to see. I love an upset. Here we go then. So these are the first flying laps of Q2. On board with Max Verstappen then. Looks like he's on it. So this is still the old section of the track, and now they've tightened this exit at turn 5. So you make a mistake at the exit at turn 5, you're going to be punished. There used to be a big runoff area there, not anymore. And then now they used to come round this fast left-hander, and then there used to be a chicane. That is now gone. We're flat out all the way down. All the way down to the high speed, even higher speed chicane now. Fantastic. Yeah, that would be an absolute stellar place to sit there through that high speed chicane. Into the tightened turn 11, round turn 12, final couple of corners then for Max Verstappen. He's got purple in the middle sector. Oh, yellow flag sector 3. There's a yellow flag. What's happened? Verstappen crosses the line then. A 1:18.6 is the benchmark. We've still got a yellow flag. Green flag now then. Did someone put it in the gravel and rejoin the circuit? Something like that would be my guess. Perez coming around the final corner now then. Hamilton well off the pace. It could have been Hamilton causing the yellow flag because he's 10 seconds off the pace. Perez, a third of a second slower than his teammate Verstappen at the minute. Leclerc puts in a 19 flat. So Leclerc about 4 tenths off the pace. Ferrari 3rd and 4th then. Gasly goes P5. So Red Bull 1 and 2. Ocon puts in a 1:19.3 for P6. And Ricciardo goes P4 on a 1:19.1. Splits the Ferraris then at the minute. McLaren looking quick then as Norris goes P4. Alonso puts it P2 with an 18.8. Go on, Alpine. Go on, Alonso, lad. Yo, Alpine look quick, as do McLaren. This could be brilliant, this. Hamilton had a shitter lap. Yeah, I don't know what's happened there, but they're both Mercedes. I think they've just done another warm-up lap, actually. That's my guess. They've done two warm-up laps. Instead of one warm-up lap and then going for a flyer, he's done 2 warm-up laps and now he's going for it. But Fernando Alonso, P2, go on. Look, Hamilton's still not on a flying lap. What's going on? Right, so George Russell. We've seen a replay of George Russell bouncing up and down here. It's crazy. Right, here we go. Turn 11. Right, I see. He's touched the grass on the entry into turn 11. Ooh, that could have been... Yeah, so he touched the grass on while he was braking for turn 11 and thought, oh no, don't fancy that. Dipped out of it rather than... If he'd have flicked the car into turn 11, then that's when you have a big accident. So he's just backed out of it, gone down the runoff road, spun it around and come back. That was what the yellow flag was about, and that's why he's 18 and a half seconds off the pace. So Verstappen going for it again then. 9 minutes to go in Q2. At the moment in the drop zone then is Bottas, Russell, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda and Zhou Guanyu. But they'll all be looking to improve. There's still 9 minutes to go. So that is no way representative of what it's going to look like at the end of this session. Verstappen comes to the line then for a second flying lap of the session. Doesn't improve, 1.2 seconds slower. Perez went purple in sector 1, so he might improve now. Then Perez to the line. Goes P1 then. So puts it back as Red Bull 1-2. Russell pops into P6 then. A much more representative lap time. About 7/10 off the pace. Much more representative lap time from George Russell then. He has recovered. Yes, he has recovered. He has recovered, Chris. But could Alpine do something special here? I'd love to see it. Just seeing a replay on board with Lewis Hamilton then. Bouncing down the straights. No, the Red Bull wasn't really in the way. Hamilton complaining on the radio that the Red Bull was in the way. Not that bad. So it did look a bit tight, but Max a bit concerned that he's going to get a penalty there for holding up Lewis Hamilton, but I don't think it was that bad. But Mercedes P6 and P9 at the minute then, as we get a bit of a lull as the go into the pits, all change onto fresh rubber, and then they'll come back out again for a couple more runs towards the end of the session. But yeah, we're looking at it's like a nice sort of sunset settings going on here. Really nice. Here goes Carlos Sainz then on a flying lap. He's currently P8 is Carlos Sainz. So he'll be looking to improve. No, he doesn't look like he's on it yet. He doesn't look like he's on it. This is not a flying lap. I think he's going to be doing another warm-up lap. But Ferrari will be looking to reply quickly to the Red Bull pace. Because Red Bull looking good. 1 and 2 at the minute. Verstappen just 2/10 off Perez. Alonso up there in third, looking fantastic. Then Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes and Gasly P10 for AlphaTauri at the minute. Elimination zone. Esteban Ocon in P11. Bottas 12th. Mick Schumacher 13th. Tsunoda 14th and Zhou Guanyu 15th. Let's see if any of them can improve and get out and get into the top 10 shootout. Less than 5 minutes to go then. They'll all be coming out again for the final couple of laps of the session. So Sainz on a flying lap now. He'd be looking to improve from 8th here now. Carlos Sainz down into turn 3 then. Hooking it up nice so far is Carlos Sainz. Let's see what his first sector time is. Perez is the benchmark on 26.9 seconds. just a fraction of a second slower than Perez through the first sector then. Look, we're seeing... Oh, this is crazy. The porpoising is the worst on Carlos Sainz's car. I tell you now, the porpoising is the worst on Carlos Sainz's Ferrari. That I am prepared to say that with confidence. Carlos Sainz's Ferrari is like a pogo stick going down the back straight. Looks horrendous to drive, but it's quick. Comes round the final corner then. Sainz improves to P3. Still Red Bull 1-2. Sainz about 0.4 off the pace. And here we go then, everyone lining up for a lap now. 3 minutes to go in Q2. Everybody lining it up now. Bottas crosses the line, doesn't improve, stays P12 then. So it looks like Bottas might be out. He'll have one more go. Charles Leclerc comes to the line. Second for Charles Leclerc. Splits the Red Bulls. Red Bull Ferrari at the minute then. But this is where they'll all be winding up for a quick lap now. They'll all be getting in position to do the final lap of Q2. Here we go then. Looks like Hamilton's just started a flying lap into turn 1. This is crucial for Lewis then. Down into turn 3. No, he's backed out of it. Lewis. So he'll literally have one more chance. He'll literally have one more chance with Lewis Hamilton down in P9 at the minute, so he is under threat. Both Alfa Romeos in the bottom 5 at the moment. But now here we go then. Esteban Ocon lining it up. So Esteban Ocon has to improve then to get into the top 10 shootout. P11 at the minute. Here he comes then. Round turn 1 and 2. On a flyer. Pressure's on him here because Alonso's up in P5. So pressure's on Esteban Ocon here to improve. Alpine looking really quick this weekend. But he's got to improve now. This is critical. So Ocon is slightly quicker, just about fast enough compared to Pierre Gasly. Gasly's the benchmark then, he's in P10, so you've got to go faster than Pierre Gasly's time. And Ocon looking good then. Ocon looking good, this might put him about P6. Looking good. Gasly 0.8 behind Perez in sector 2. Here comes Ocon then round the final corner. Has to improve. Oh, very close to the wall on the final corner. And Ocon improves only to 8th. So there's no guarantee he's getting through with that time. Here comes Pierre Gasly then to the line. These are the final laps then. The timers run out. This is it. So Bottas is out then. Bottas and Gasly out. So Gasly P11 at best. Bottas P12 at best. They're all crossing the line now. Sainz puts it P2. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo. Improves up to 8th. So Hamilton P10 at the minute. Needs to improve. Oh, he just about got away with it. I think here comes Yuki Tsunoda up to 13th. So Hamilton just about scrapes through into Q3 in P10. Oh, and improves. Make that P8 for Lewis Hamilton. So Bottas out then. His streak of Q3 appearances is over. So, knocked out then Pierre Gasly in P11, Valtteri Bottas P12, Yuki Tsunoda P13, Zhou Guanyu P14, and Mick Schumacher P15. So, Alpine's 5th and 10th. Mercedes 7th and 8th, a bit better than I expected actually. Weird to say that, but Mercedes is 7th and 8th. It's not that bad. Alpha Tauri, both Alpha Tauris knocked out in that session, then both Alfa Romeos knocked out in that session. So, I was hoping Bottas could put it P5, P6, not to be. Hamilton got away with it. He did, yeah. He got away with one there. But Mercedes looking a little bit stronger than what I thought, actually. It was 7th and 8th then, which it's not that bad. Charles Leclerc. Wow. Wow. Charles Leclerc asking for a much darker visor because the sun's setting. The sun's in their eyes. Whoa, look, we're just looking at On Board with George Russell, a replay, and the traffic in the final sector was horrendous. He's had to overtake about 10 cars in the last 2 corners. Crazy traffic for George Russell there. Mick Schumacher knocked out then in P15. But yeah, Charles Leclerc, he wants the dark visor. It reminds me of Massa all those years ago in Sepang. White visor, guys. I need the white visor. Because I cannot see anything. The 2009 Malaysian Grand Prix. White visor, because I cannot see anything. But yeah, it looks, with the setting sun, they're struggling. Struggling to see where they're going. Not good at 200 mile an hour, that is it. Is it going to be Ferrari or Red Bull on pole position? I'm going to go... Well, I did say Charles Leclerc. That was my prediction. Leclerc pole. But let's see. Maybe Perez can pull it out of the bag. Go back-to-back pole positions. Perez getting his first ever pole position in Formula 1. Last week, a couple of weeks ago in Saudi Arabia. I mean, he's waited a long time for that pole position. He might get back-to-back ones. He might get back-to-back after waiting what, 12 years for his first pole position. He might only have to wait 2 weeks for another one. But we'll see. I love that it's close, though. I love that Ferrari and Red Bull are so close. Here we go then, getting ready for Q3, the top 10 shootout for pole position. Yeah, they're all asking for. Yeah, they're all asking for dark visors now, because the sun's setting. Direct sunlight. Verstappen as well. Yeah, they're all complaining about visibility. Yo, look at this. Verstappen putting extra tape on his visor. Wow. Yeah, because this race is about a month later than it usually is, and then on top of that, they've had like a 20-minute delay or more. Um, yeah, we're like 20 odd minutes later than what we should be. A month later in the year, that sun's setting. You can't have any more delays, or else we'll be driving around the dark. But with the sun setting, with direct sunlight, they're all they're all struggling. Look at that, Max's visor covered in tape. You'll just be seeing out of a little letterbox slot. Here we go then, the shootout for pole position. Let's have it. Ferrari or Red Bull, who's your money on? Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, or Perez for pole position? This is the crucial. And look at that helmet cam, Carlos Sainz. All warming up the tyres then. Yeah, so we've got two Red Bulls, two Ferraris, two Mercedes, two McLarens, and two Alpines in the top 10 then. So they are 2 by 2 for this final part of qualifying. Here we go then. Max Verstappen crosses the line to start the first flying lap of this crucial Q3 session pole position shootout then. So Max is going to be the one to set the benchmark down into turn 3. Looking good so far. That's turn 5 that they've tightened the exit. Oh, Max almost. Yeah, Max bouncing all over the curb in turn 6. Spitting up a load of dust. Still going for it though is Max. That looked a bit scruffy though. Round turn 6. So these are the banker laps then. These are the first laps in Q3. Let's see the initial lineup. Oh, big lock up. Oh, big lock up into the final couple of corners. for Verstappen. Comes to the line then. Verstappen sets the benchmark of a 1:18.4 pretty much. But he made a mistake, so that is beatable. Easily beatable. And Perez, by 1,000th of a second. Wow, Perez and Verstappen separated by 1,000th of a second. Doesn't get much closer than that, does it? Hamilton's still warming up the tyres and he's not set a representative lap time. Here comes Daniel Ricciardo then around the final corner. Here comes Ricciardo to the line then. Puts it P3 at the minute. But 7/10 off the pace. P3 for now, but we'll see how we go. Now it looks like Lewis is on a flyer now. Lewis round the rapid turn 9-10 chicane into turn 11. The two Ferraris also on a flying lap behind Lewis here. Lewis then into the second to last tight left-hander round the final corner. Lewis Hamilton to the line then. Oh, stays P6. Stays P6. Alonso's gone purple in the middle sector. Fastest of anyone in the middle sector for Fernando Alonso. This could be this. Oh, he's crashed. Oh, Alonso's crashed it. Oh, he was on the limit, man. Oh, he was on the limit. Red flag. Oh, red flag. Another big incident in qualifying. Oh, Alonso. Oh, that's gutting, man. That is gutting for Fernando Alonso. Oh, he was pushing the limits. He was fastest of anybody in Sector 2. He could have put it on pole. Oh, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Oh, let's have a look for a replay then. Alonso's binned it. Oh, no. Turn 11. The new tighter turn 11's caught him out. Oh, lost hydraulics. He's saying he lost hydraulics and he couldn't change gear. Oh, no. Alonso could have put in a mega lap time then. That could have been mega. What a shame that we've been deprived of that. That could have been mega. Second red flag of the session then. Bloody hell. Just as it was all going so well. Yeah, Chris, can't believe it. Yeah, they're just saying it could have been his first pole in 151 races. They're probably about a decade. Oh, man. What a shame. So the time is paused then with just under 7 minutes to go. So they'll get underway eventually, but we've got to clean up. We've got to clean up Alonso's car, and then they'll get it back underway. But another red flag. Tell you what, these qualifying sessions haven't been straightforward at the beginning of this year, have they? Oh, such a shame that. So Alonso will be out then. So he'll be P10. He could have. I think Alonso could have at least beaten a Red Bull or a Ferrari there. Seeing a replay of Carlos Sainz. So, yeah, so Sainz hasn't set the lap. The red flag came out just before he crossed the line to set his lap time. So, Carlos Sainz has just missed out on setting a lap. But what a shame, man. So Alonso will start from 10th. Russell 9th for the minute. Sainz 8th for the minute. He would have improved, but we just got the red flag at the wrong moment for Sainz. Didn't get that lap finished. Hamilton P7 at the minute. Norris P6. Ocon P5. Ricciardo up there in P4 at the minute, but obviously there'll be some more laps to come. Oh, he's literally the red. Yeah, so Leclerc got his lap done then. Leclerc. Yeah, Leclerc just about got his banker lap in. There wasn't many else. But the thing is, with the sun setting, they've got to get this underway quickly. They've got to get this underway soon. It's not going to get any lighter. Wow, the sun is setting. They've got to get this underway soon. Here we are then for a replay with Fernando Alonso down into turn 11. I think he just gets on the grass. I think he just touches the grass on the entry. And that's him buggered. I think he just touches the grass on the entry. Yeah, he's trying to get into third gear. And it's stuck. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to get into third gear round the corner. No hydraulics, so bottom line is ended up way too fast in the middle of the corner, lost the back end, out into the gravel, bang in the wall. What a shame. I just hope they get rid of the car. So here we go. The tractors are out. Moving the car out of the way then. Get it out of the way. Let's get this qualifying session done. Right, we'll resume at 5:25 local time. So 6 minutes. We're back underway in 6 minutes for the final 7 minutes. Replay with Charles Leclerc then. Yes, it's going to be more than half an hour delayed at this point, considering the two incidents we've had. We've seen a replay of the first incident between Stroll and Latifi. That was ridiculous. That crazy. I've not seen an incident like that before. What the hell? See what Lance Stroll says about that incident then with Latifi. He's putting the blame on Latifi, I tell you that. I think it was Latifi's fault, to be fair. Yeah, Lance Stroll just giving an overview of that incident he's had with Latifi, man. That's a crazy one. Just a misunderstanding, basically, like I said at the beginning. Just a daft. One that shouldn't happen. Replay with Max Verstappen then. Yeah, he made a little mistake just going into that turn 13, the second to last corner. Bit of a lock up, so there's time in the bank for Max Verstappen. He can definitely improve, and he's only a tenth off the pace at the minute, so it's all to play for. It's all to play for yet. Yeah, they're going to be struggling with visibility here now. With this the setting sun is going to be right in their eye line now. Sun setting about half an hour or something like that. If there's any more delays, that's it. Game over, mate. You're gonna have to come back tomorrow. Session resumes then in 2 minutes, and we'll finally get this qualifying session back underway for Q3 and pole position. Come on, 2 red flags. Such a shame that Alonso's out of it, man. He was purple middle sector. He could have put it on pole position. Crazy, man. Such a shame. It's just obviously. Initially, when I saw it, I thought, "Oh, he's gone over the limit. He's like absolutely ragging the car on the limit." And I thought, he just stepped over the line, and but it's not. It's not that. He had an issue with the car. Couldn't shift down into third gear into turn 11. Puts it in the wall. Look at the lights on the rear wing of that. The lights on the rear wing of that McLaren looks like something like a Knight Rider back in the day. So less than a minute to go then to get this Q3 session underway. Come on. Tell you what, there's been enough delays here. This is the third delay because they had obviously the incident in Q1 with Stroll Latifi. That delayed it by 20 odd minutes. Then Albon broke down. So that delayed the start of Q2 by another 5-10 minutes. And then Alonso's binned it in Q3. Meanwhile, the sun's setting. The drive's being blinded by the sun, and you've got to get on with it. So, green light. We're back underway. 7 minutes to go in this final Q3 session. We're back underway. So 2 Mercedes that are first out of the pits. Then they currently they're currently in P7 and P9, which is actually better. Actually, both Mercedes getting into the top 10 shootout is actually better than what I thought, to be honest. I thought they'd both be out in Q2, to be honest. So the fact that they're both in Q3 is pretty good going in my book. Oh, let's see. Let's see what happens. Can Ocon do what Fernando Alonso very nearly did and throw the cat amongst the pigeons and get in the top 4 or 5? Can a McLaren do it? Could Daniel Ricciardo at his home Grand Prix, could he put in a stonker of a lap? Maybe Lando Norris. Now, will Mercedes do 2 warm-up laps? I know they've been doing that. They're just coming round the final couple of corners now. But I think in Q1 and Q2, Mercedes were doing 2 warm-up laps, just to get the. Obviously, they feel like that's how they get the most out of the tyres. Is he going for it, Lewis? Let's find out. No, they're not. They're doing 2 warm-up laps, as they have been doing all weekend, to be fair. So it's a double warm-up lap for Mercedes, and now everyone starts to come out. So Perez is out, and here come the Ferraris then. Charles Leclerc out of the pit lane. 4.5 minutes to go then. Perez rounds the final couple of corners then. He's winding up. Here comes Perez then, winding up for a flying lap in Q3. What can he do? Now it's going to heat up. He's taken, what are we? How long have we been live? It's taken 1 hour and 38 minutes for this qualifying session to finally warm up. But now we're going to see, finally after 1 hour and 38 minutes, we're going to see the real pace, where they stack up against each other, Ferrari and Red Bull. Perez 0.07 of a second slower than Leclerc in Sector 1. These are the crucial final moments then, crucial final 3 minutes. They're doing it. They're not even doing it yet. They're flipping heck. Mercedes are doing 3 warm-up laps, and then they're going to have. Here comes Perez then, round the final corner. Perez to the line then. What time's he going to set? 1:18.2, stays second, 1,000th. No way is he 1,000th of a second slower than. There's no way there's 2,000th of a second between the top 3. No way. Lewis on a quick lap then. The Mercedes are going for it. Mercedes are on flying laps now then. So Leclerc P1 at the minute, with Perez 1,000th of a second behind him in P2. Doesn't get any closer than that. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then round the final corner. Where's he going to start the Australian Grand Prix from? At the minute puts it P5 at the minute. George Russell goes 4th. But these are not the final grid positions yet. 2 minutes to go. Right, so yeah, Mercedes are going to do 1 more slow lap and then bang. Another final attempt. Evilness. He's yes, lad. How we doing, lad? Yeah, this is going to be evilness. This. What happened on the old? What happened on the old Demcast? 19 thousandths of a second behind. Mate, this couldn't be closer. This. Oh. Oh, Leclerc's not come out then. Problem for Ferrari, so Leclerc won't set a final lap time in this Q3 session then. So whatever Leclerc's got, which is a 1:18.239, that's it. He will not improve. He will not improve. He's on pole position at the moment, but he stands to be beaten. He stands to be beaten. Verstappen looking quick. Oh, he's wide through turn 10. Last few corners for Max Verstappen. P3 at the minute. Here he comes then into the corner where he made a mistake last time. No mistake this time. Comes round the final corner. Leclerc's out then. Leclerc is out of the garage. And he's gone purple in sector 1. Verstappen goes pole at the moment by a tenth of a second. Here comes Carlos Sainz. Stays ninth. Sainz stays ninth. So Sainz will have one more go. He just got over the line in time. So Sainz will have one more go. Leclerc's purple in sector 1. They were saying he wasn't even going to get out of the garage. He bloody well is. He's here now. Here comes Charles Leclerc then to the line. And goes pole at 1:17.8. By nearly 0.3 of a second. Leclerc on pole at the minute. Perez P3 at best. Norris 4th at the moment. Mercedes 5th and 7th. Ocon P8 at best. Wow, Sainz is out of it then. So Sainz P9. Here comes Lewis Hamilton then, last couple of corners. So Leclerc on pole at the minute, unless Verstappen can do anything about it. Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren 4th and 6th at the minute. Russell, P5 at best. Here comes Hamilton, P5. So Mercedes 5th and 6th. That's a lot better than what I give him credit for. Alonso obviously 10th because he crashed. So Sainz P9. Yeah, Sainz is gone, so that's it then. I don't think Verstappen's going to do another lap, so it is Leclerc on pole. Leclerc on pole. 2 Red Bulls right behind him. Verstappen P2. Perez P3. Lando Norris in P4. What a performance by Lando Norris that is. Fantastic. 2 Mercedes in 5th and 6th. That's a lot better than what I thought. Probably what they thought as well. The other McLaren, Daniel Ricciardo in P7 at his home race. He'll take that. He'll take a P7 at his home race. IO tax £150 if Daniel Ricciardo gets into 3rd. That's looking a little bit worried about that now. No, he won't get a podium, but P7 for Daniel Ricciardo, he'd definitely take that. But we finally got this. Finally finished this session. But Leclerc on pole, but the 2 Red Bulls right behind him. Well, that's it then. Join me tomorrow for the Australian Grand Prix, even earlier. That'll be 10 to 6 in the morning, an hour earlier than this. Yeah, that's all for now. If you have enjoyed it, please drop a like because I'm just getting going. And any kind of feedback, interaction is absolutely crucial. So if you can drop me a like, and if you are a Formula One fan, please do consider subscribing because I'll be doing watch-alongs of every single qualifying session and every single race this season, as well as preview shows, prediction shows, reviews of the races. I'll even post highlight videos, everything. So if you are a Formula One fan, please do consider subscribing. But that's all for now. I'll be back tomorrow, early one. 10 to 6 in the morning UK time for the 2022 Australian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc on pole position, 2 Red Bulls behind him. Let's have it. Let's have it. And Mercedes 5th and 6th, Lando Norris 4th. Great qualifying session. Right then, lads. I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now.